Welcome to Bookworms. I'm Sarah. This is Haley. Today we're reading The Cardboard Piano by Lynn Ray Perkins. May I have the book? Thanks. This story is about Debbie and Tina, who were friends. Best friends. Hey, where's my bedspread? In a lot of ways, they were alike. Debbie said, there are people in cities who ride their bikes around all day taking messages and packages to people. Tina said, I would like that job. Debbie said, me too. Maybe not if it was raining though. No, me either. And in some ways, there weren't. Mostly it evened out. Debbie said, I heard that in some countries people eat ants. I'm not going to eat an ant, Tina said. Sometimes they dip them in chocolate. I still wouldn't eat one. How about if we ate a Nestle's Crunch and pretended the crunching was ants? Okay. But Debbie was learning to play the piano, and Tina wasn't. Every day while Debbie practiced for half an hour, Tina played Jack sat on the porch. And every day when Debbie came out again, Tina would say, I wish I could learn how to play the piano. I could teach you, Debbie offered, but we don't have a piano I could practice on. You could practice on our piano. I would feel funny doing that. You shouldn't, Debbie said, but I would. Debbie wanted them both to have piano music, but she didn't know how it could happen. Then one day at her piano lesson, Debbie's teacher told her a true story about a famous musician from the olden days. He lived in Russia. He was going to travel to America for the first time, and he wanted to write a new song to play when he arrived. Excuse me, sir, but it is time to go to America now. He was so busy writing the new song that he forgot to leave time to practice. So all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, he stayed in his little room on his ship and practiced on a pretend piano that didn't even make any sound. He could hear the music in his mind. What was the pretend piano made out of? Debbie asked. I don't know. I imagine it was wooden. Did he make it himself? Probably not, but maybe. Listening to the story of the musician from the olden days gave Debbie an idea. As soon as she got home, she got out some pieces of white cardboard she had been saving. Carefully, she cut them to the right size. Holding them up to the real piano, she marked where the keys should go. She drew the straight lines with a black marker and ruler, and with the marker, she colored in the black keys. She taped the pieces together as she finished them. It took a long time, but it was perfect. It looked exactly like a real piano. She could hardly wait to give it to Tina. Tina was surprised. Wow, she said. Debbie gave her a lesson on the real piano. It was the same first lesson her piano teacher had given her. When Tina went home that day, she took the cardboard piano with her. As Debbie practiced that week, she thought about how Tina was practicing too. She imagined the two of them playing together. This was called duets. If they wanted to, they could even sing along. It was going to be so amazing. But when Debbie asked Tina, did you practice? Tina said a little bit. Are you ready for another lesson? Debbie asked. No, I don't think so. I don't think I want to do it. Why not? I think I changed my mind. I don't think I want to learn to play the piano right now. Maybe I'll try again when I'm older. Debbie couldn't believe it. A day or so later, Tina knocked on the door. My mom was cleaning my room, she said. She told me to give this back to you. Tina said, I tried to hear the notes in my head, but I didn't hear anything. Maybe it was different in the olden days. But it wasn't very fun, so I didn't do it anymore. See you later, Tina said. Debbie watched Tina go back across the street to her own house. Then she carried the cardboard piano back to her room. Who was at the door, honey? It was just Tina. What about how hard she had worked to make it? What about how they were going to play the piano together? Maybe Tina just didn't care about doing beautiful, wonderful things. But Debbie knew that wasn't true. She and Tina did wonderful, beautiful things together all the time. You have to hold still, said Tina. I am holding still, but when I put the lipstick on, you have to hold really, really still. Or maybe Tina just didn't care about trying hard and being amazing. But Debbie knew that wasn't true either. The two of them had difficult, amazing adventures practically every day. Maybe there was something wrong with the cardboard piano. Maybe she hadn't made it right. Debbie hadn't actually tried it out and decided to play a song on it, one that she knew by heart. She sang along. She tried it for a while, but all she could hear was her own voice. How did that guy in the olden days do it, she wondered. Maybe that's why he was so famous, because he could hear something that wasn't there. Debbie went to the real piano and sat down. It sounded a lot better. Debbie thought about how it was fun to make a tent out of a bedspread. A field could be a faraway country or another planet. You could spread mud on rocks, and it was just like putting icing on cookies. But it's not that much fun to play a cardboard piano. The best part isn't there. The rain had stopped, and there was probably good mud in the muddy spot. But Debbie felt like eating real cookies with real icing. She wondered if Tina felt like that too. She decided to find out. It turned out that Tina felt just the same way. "Watch your step," said her mom. "I am. Hold it with both hands. I am." After they made some, her mother gave Debbie and Tina a plateful to take over to their neighbor, Mr. K. He was out in his garden. The cookies reminded Mr. K of weddings in the land where he grew up. He told Debbie and Tina how people wore ribbons on their hats and their sleeves, and wreaths of flowers on their heads. They sprinkled flower petals on the ground. "There is a dance the men do. Whoever can do it the longest is the strongest one," Mr. K said. "How long do they dance?" "For hours, far into the night." "Do you remember how to do it? Can you show us?" they asked. As they learned to do the dance and sing the song, Debbie thought of how they could find ribbons in her mother's present wrapping box. They could make wreaths out of clover for their heads, and they already had the right kind of cookies. They would sing the song and do the dance far into the night, or until the street lights came on and they had to go inside. It was going to be so amazing. Debbie, Tina. The end. Bye.